Hi and welcome to the Yorkshire Bike Mechanics YouTube channel. I hope you're all well. And today, guess what we've got in? Yes, we've got a lovely Trek Rail 9 e-bike. And guess why it's come in? This has just come in today. Customers brought it in and we've got a creak. The customer says that it's a nasty creak. It's annoying the hell out of him. Every time he pedals, this creak noise comes along, and he's fed up of it. He can't find out where it's coming from, and so he's brought it in for me to have a look at. We'll get the camera down to the bottom end. I can replicate this creak by moving stuff around on this bike. So I'll let you have a listen to it, and you can have a think and see what you think it might be. So we'll get the camera down to the back wheel. So what I'm going to do, just ignore all this cardboard. I need to clean up by the end of today. I promise I'm going to clean up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my hand on this seat tube here, and I'm going to put my right hand on the back wheel, and I'm going to try and replicate this creak. So see if you can hear it. So I'm sure you heard that creaking noise. I've tried to replicate the sound with my hand on the seat post and on the back wheel. Try to replicate the pedalling motion, putting power down the right, and the back end's obviously going to slightly move. So there's movement there somewhere. It's difficult to actually, at this point, say exactly where it's from without doing a little bit more investigation, but we have to be wary because particularly on e-bikes, the battery is more often than not located down the down tube, and what can happen is sound travels through bikes because of this space that they've got now, and it's more common on carbon bikes. Sound just seems to travel through the frame, and we've had bikes in before that we've had like a creaking or a cracking sound coming from somewhere, and it sounded as though it's coming from this bottom end somewhere. What it's actually been, when we've looked further, is it's been a worn headset bearing. So, and I know that sounds crazy, but it's actually true, and the sound travels through the frame, and thinking, I'm sure that's coming from that area there, and it actually isn't. But in this particular case, it's a little bit different because I think because of the amount of power that's going through and the additional forces going through, these two little bearings on this swinging arm are more susceptible to wear than anything else, particularly if it's ridden hard. E-bikes are generally quite heavy. They're a heavier bike than normal bikes, and so there's a lot more stresses and forces going through these pivot systems than a normal bike. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this camera a little bit further down, and I'm going to show you where I think this creak's coming from, and I'll show you how I know that it is coming from there. So this swinging arm here, you can see these chain stays that are running up to this particular point here. You can see that the only thing that's connecting these two chain stays to the main frame is this pivot point here. Okay, so we're talking about this particular section because it does sound as though the sound's coming from this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my finger, and I'm going to put my finger and my thumb so both parts of my finger or thumb are touching both parts of the bike. So the swinging arm, the chainstay pivot, and it's also touching the main frame, and I'm going to wiggle the back wheel backwards and forwards, see if I can actually feel any movement there. And there is a little bit of tiny movement there. It's only tiny, but if if I try and exaggerate that by pushing the wheel backwards and forwards to make the sound again, I can see that that pivot point is moving slightly in and out. So my guess is, I can actually feel it. I can feel the crack and the creaking down that side. So my guess is there's a little bit of play in this pivot system here, which is causing the creak. So when you put the power down, it kind of twists this slightly, creaking metal against metal inside on the bearings. And I bet the bearings are worn in this system here. I've put the bike back in the stand now. We've diagnosed where this creak's coming from. We know where it's coming from, and we're going to need a new pivot kit for this particular bike. We need to order one direct from Trek. It's not going to be a next day thing, especially now. I reckon we're talking 2 to 3 weeks for that. So what I'll do is I'll put the description and the part number for this kit in the description. You'll see below, and it'll be Trek part number. So if you ever need one, you'll know which number to order. It'll come as a kit. It'll include the bearings, the pin, and the other bits as well that need to go with it, the bolts and things. So we'll leave it for now, and we'll do another video on replacing this particular pin, putting some new bearings in as well. So don't forget to watch that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share, and I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Bye.